We're going to introduce a new segment today. We're going to bring on somebody who is a new go-to team member, and our go-to team made up of professionals like Mr. Kelly here to my left, help us in areas of the real estate transaction where it's kind of a specialization. And we have not talked about on the show yet this particular area, but it does exist. A lot of people have questions about it, and that's the probate
my goodness.
area.
Kevin, help us.
It's totally different. It's a little bit confusing to a lot of people, and basically probate is when somebody passes away and it's not all clear in the paperwork what's supposed to happen. It ends up going to the court system and they screw it all up, or they deal with it.
Or divorce also, right?
So we're going to bring in a new friend of ours on the phone. We're going to bring in Guillermo Serafin. Did I say that right?
Guillermo.
Yeah, Guillermo.
There you go. And he is with Asset Management and Liquidation Solutions. We're going to call that AMLS from now on because it's too much for me to handle.
Yeah, no problem. That's what everybody does.
And Guillermo's going to come on occasion and help answer some of these questions that revolve around probate. I wanted to bring in this question today because I think it's a good one and it happens and people are asking it. Guillermo, the question I want to approach today in the segment is, can a bank foreclose on a home that's in probate?
Yes, they can. And a lot of people, including myself, before I started learning about this part of the real estate industry, thought that wasn't possible, thought that the court had jurisdiction over everything, but no. If the mortgage is not being kept current, then the bank can foreclose. There is a lot of misconceptions out there that because the administrator or the court or the attorney is telling people that everything has to go through the probate process before anything can be done, they think that puts like an imaginary freeze on everything, but unfortunately, when it comes to paying the mortgage, it doesn't.
Right.
And I know that makes it difficult sometimes because if there's a probate in place that monies aren't being allowed to be used as of yet because there's usually some kind of family dispute or whatever it may be, then somebody, if it's the administrator, has to take it out of their pocket to go ahead and pay the mortgage, bring it current, or make sure that their attorney is addressing the court and letting the court know, hey, monies have to be released so that this mortgage can be kept current.
Well, one of the good parts about that is people don't go through probate unless they have a property with appreciable assets. It doesn't make any sense if it's upside down or it's.
It doesn't go if it's upside down?
Yeah.
Why would you go to court? Why would you go to court if the property's not worth something?
Here's the thing. Even if there's no equity in it and it's upside down, it's still very advantageous for the administrator and the family to go through the process of a short sale. And the probate short sale, there is some lenders that will pay the administrator fees or attorney's fees.
Right.
And the reason that it is still advantageous is because taxes still have to be filed once the probate is closed. And if that property gets foreclosed on and any of the liens are on there that actually by law allow the creditors to come after the person who took out the liens, they can actually try to go after the estate.
How often does this happen?
Not very often.
Very rarely.
Very rarely, but it's one of those, do you want to be the one that it happens to?
Does the probate process take a long time?
It can. It just depends on what the complexity of it is when it comes to the family, if there's any disputes. And the probate process can be quick and clean if it's just a matter of there was a will and everything that was in the will everybody agrees to, and the court just deems everything okay.
Well,
there's no contesting of anything, then it can go smoothly. But they usually take a long time due to the fact that there's always a dispute. But the properties in probate usually get sold even before the probate closes. The probate doesn't have to close in order for the property to actually be sold.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. Guillermo, we appreciate that, and we appreciate you being part of the go-to team and bringing some light into the probate process. We'll bring you on again and again to help us out.
A lot.
Yeah, it's kind of
And I'm like, I don't know.
It's like a redheaded stepchild in the real estate process.
Well,
Nobody thinks about that kind of stuff until somebody croaks, right?
Exactly.
Well, and it has become much more complicated. There is that kind of quick probate that they call it, where you can be fast tracked, and that means that exactly what Guillermo
On the 91
said.
towards
Palm
Palm
right,
Springs?
exactly. There's a will in place. None of the heirs are arguing. There's only one designated administrator.
How often does that happen?
It does happen pretty often, and the assets
Is
of the
that
house
the
are less
rule?
than $150,000.
Is that the rule
So
more
that
than the
can
exception?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it comes back to, as Kevin has talked about it before, spend a few bucks and put the darn thing in a trust.
Oh, or add somebody.
Exactly.
Add somebody
Yeah.
as a joint tenant.
Yeah. How often do what percentage of homes go into probate when overall? Is this a small piece?
I would say the majority of them end up going into probate. Even, one interesting fact that I recently learned, even Steve Jobs had $150 million worth of real estate go into probate.
Really?
Yes.
Because he didn't set up his will the right way?
Well, you can look it up. It's part of public record that, that's how I found out. But the thing is, it's not...
Stalker.
A little stalkerish, but anyway.
Well, I was actually at a probate training, and they brought it up.
Stalker.
But, the reason it's not so much that they didn't set it up the right way, because obviously we all know that Steve Jobs had, billions and billions of dollars. But people move stuff all the time. So if he just bought something and his attorney hadn't gotten around to putting it into the trust, it's one of those you never plan. If you don't hurry up and do things and you put it off, then it's going to catch you when you least expect it.
That is the thing that we see the most often.
Yeah,
it came out of a trust to do a refi, and it never made it back into that trust.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody passes. And there is a side deal that we do through title called a Hegstat amendment. But again, it's very complicated, and I wouldn't go into it.
Good.
And there's lots of very specific criteria for somebody that qualifies for that. It's very rare.
Guillermo, we appreciate you being here and part of the team. Thanks a lot. That was Guillermo Serafin.
Thank you.
With Asset Management and Liquidation Solutions, helping us out with probate, and we will talk to you next time, my friend. Thanks a lot.
Great. You guys have a great day.
I'll say it right. Guillermo.
There you go, Frankie.
Well, I wasn't going to try to teach this guy how to say that.
Guillermo.
He's all Guillermo.
Guillermo.
Hey, dude, I'm a white boy.
Guillermo. Pass the tortillas.
Pass the tortillas. I love flour tortillas. They are my favorite.
The jalapenos over on the
jalapenos.
Betsy says margarita.
Man,
right,
you guys are racist. That's it. It's that simple. All right. Did I play the mailbag music during all the abuse on the host? Can't believe you're abusing the host that way. Host abuse is
okay, Eric.
It's bad. Eric. Thank you. And yeah, but see, you know why I can't pronounce these Spanish words correctly? Because dang Spanish language doesn't have a translation for my name. There is no Eric in Spanish.
I just did it, Eric.
No, that's Eric.
You do Kevin.
That was kind of Middle Eastern.
Kevin.
It's Cabine, like Uncle Tom's Cabine. C-A-B-I-N-E.
See, they tell me, well, you can be Enrico.
Is that an
ex-girlfriend? That's Henry.
You?
Yeah, it's not my phone. That's Elisa's phone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she doesn't even know when her phone rings. That explains
it.
It's Schooner or later saying, Kevin, where are you?
They're like, sales
noon, for God's sakes.
They're like, sales are down 50%. Get over here.
Which is where we will be adjourning to, I'm sure.
That's great.